Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
Yes, and welcome to another episode of Activists Around the World. And we are here to celebrate the brilliance of Kiara Nirghin, an activist, a scientist, inventor, and speaker, and so many more other things that can be under her belt at her age of 22, I think. Yo, she's young. I'm like, okay, 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we are talking about this brilliant, all of those things I just said. And apparently she just recently graduated from college. So congratulations, Kiara, who's not listening to our podcast.
Our congrats are in the airwaves nonetheless. I hope you can feel them wherever you are.
So yeah, Kiara, along with a list of the accomplishments, like we said, is a leader and innovator in the STEM world. And something she has advocated for is for more young women to be in this field, which, yes, we heart that.
Mm-hmm.
In a recent article she wrote for The Economist, Nirghin writes about the issues of the gender divide in STEM, saying, young women and girls around the world are disproportionately discouraged from studying subjects like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, or pursuing careers in these fields as adults. The gender divide is stark in the workplace, and she continues on, closing this gender divide is key to a better future. Solutions to some of our world's most pressing problems could be out there in the minds of girls around the world. But if they can't gain access to quality education in these fields, the world is never going to know about them.
And yeah, she would know about finding solutions as her own invention has made a vast difference in the food shortage in her community. So at the age of 16, Nirghin won the Google Science Fair for her invention, which was a polymer technology that can keep soil and crops hydrated for longer periods of time during drought conditions. While being hospitalized due to a serious illness, Nirghin decided to put her time to use. At the time, Johannesburg was suffering through one of the worst droughts in decades, which had caused a food shortage. And as climate change has become a leading cause in hunger and food shortages, it wasn't just a problem in South Africa. And Johannesburg was declared a disaster area due to this, but Nirghin began her research, and she relays how she wanted to solve such a huge problem. Quote, I was young at the time, but I knew that the solutions being put in place were not groundbreaking. So I started looking at the problem and saw how I could break it down into something that I could solve.
Yeah, and she did. After being released from the hospital, she began her experiments. And though there were things within the agricultural industry, the sap or superabsorbent polymers are not actually affordable, nor are they environmentally friendly, as they are oftentimes non-biodegradable. So Nirghin took her ideas to change all of that using a mixture of orange pills, which has high levels of pectin, making it superabsorbent, and avocado pills, which contain natural oils to help with the same process, allowing it to be a natural sap, again, the superabsorbent polymer. As she explains, her innovation, quote, retains the same amount of water as chemical saps, and it improves soil quality because it's biodegradable. It also increases food security because, in theory, farmers can make it themselves, which, we love that too.
Mm-hmm.
And even better, she's able to get the supplies from the waste of juice manufacturing, making it sustainable and low cost. And due to the newness of this invention, Nirghin has been watching closely to see if any issues about chemical byproducts happen or the such. And so she's constantly watching because it is a fairly new idea. And she has received well-earned attention for her works through this and has become a leader for other girls to enter the STEM field. Speaking at TED Talks, with the UN Women Organization and other platforms around the world, Nirghin continues to use her voice to bring attention to the needs for equal opportunities for women in these fields. In her article with UN Women on Equality, she says, quote, I spoke up about this issue because the idea of young girls not being able to pursue what interests them as their male counterparts can do is absurd, yet extremely rife. Having more young girls in STEM would bring growth to innovation-related industries and benefit many communities.
And on top of all of this, she wrote a book, which we will add to our book club list, titled Youth Revolution, which talks about tackling gender inequality in STEM, published in 2019. And for a bit more insight about the book, quote, Youth Revolution not only covers her journey from the hospital bed to the stage as the winner of the Science Award, but also looks at issues surrounding stagnant youth innovation while considering the dangers of lacking diversity in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. It also includes contributions from prominent women in science and education, among them Malala Yousafzai, VP of Education and University Programs for Google, and the recipient of the L'Oreal UNESCO Award for Women in Science. Youth Revolution is a deeply human and truly inspirational real-life story that will enthrall teenagers and adults alike and proves that even ordinary teenagers can do extraordinary things.
Right. And we don't talk much about this, but yeah, one of her push in advocating is to have young people being a part of this, making sure we recognize, obviously, as she as a testimony too, that oftentimes younger generations know how to bring about solutions. They have innovative ideas, and we should be listening and really taking advantage, I say that loosely, to those young minds and how they can make change. We love to see it. I feel very unaccomplished around these youths, but love seeing how they can grow and can do such amazing work and how life-changing this type of process and innovation can be, especially when it comes to the food shortage, which has only been highlighted by the pandemic.
Yes.
And of course, this amazing leader, speaker, writer, innovator, scientist has plenty of accolades under her name, including the Green Tech Festival Youngsters Innovation Award, Glamour Magazine's College Woman of the Year, Malala Fund guest author and youth contributor, United Nations Speaker of the United Nations Headquarters on International Women's Day. She's got a great little article. She is the Forbes Generation Disruptor. Love that title.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan's 19 Under 19. She's top woman in tech for the Inspiring 50, the South African of the Year in 2018 for the youth category, Young Champion of the Earth nominee in the United Nations in 2018, Women's Summit honoree by Forbes Women in 2017, Time Magazine's top 30 most influential in 2017, as well as she was on the Young Power list in 2017 for The Guardian. So yeah, she has made a name for herself. I'm sad that it takes so much research to find her, even though she is well known. Of course, she does have amazing bits out there with different podcasts. She has been on TED Talks and many other things. I'm sure we will continue to see her. She just recently graduated from Stanford, I believe. Congratulations. And I'm sure we're going to hear many more things from her.
Yes. Yeah. It's an amazing story. Such a needed invention, and I'm excited to hear more about what she does. And I'm very excited to read this book. That sounds fantastic. In the meantime, listeners, if you have someone we should highlight in this mini-series, please let us know. You can email us at stephaniamomstuff@iheartmedia.com. You can find us on Twitter at momstuffpodcast or on Instagram at Stuff I've Never Told You. Thanks as always to our super producer, Christina.
Thank you, Christina.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I've Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.